Welcome back. Another episode of Wild Sports. I'm your boy Fu. Got my boy Sean over here with me.
What up?
Go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, send it to your friends, send it to your family. Help us spread it out here. We're about to get full swing into this. We got football season getting cranked up. We're excited. We're in the South. We live for this time of year. So we're breaking down the NFL. We love it in the South. We're breaking down the South.
We've hit the East. We've hit the West. The North. We saved the best. Maybe not the best teams. We saved our best for last.
That's right. let's start it. Let's get it jumping. Give the people what they want.
The
Let's go.
AFC.
Let's go NFC South. Let's hit it.
Dang, I thought we were going to save that for last.
No, we're gonna hit it. Get them into the video. Get them popping straight. Get it hot.
All right.
NFC South. Who you got in last place in the NFC South?
Last place. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I got them going 2-15.
I thought you were throwing up the 0.
I got them doing 2-15 because when your starting quarterback is Baker Mayfield, and if he goes down, it's Kyle Trash,
Oof.
you're going to have a rough year. Like, Mike Evans, I hate to say it, but your streak's over. No more 1,000-yard season, bud.
You don't think Baker finds a little heat? We're off on this so far. We're off.
So,
I like it though.
I don't see. While Evans is great, he's not a bright point anymore because he's not that young anymore. Godwin, I guess you can call him a bright spot. Exactly, because of his injuries and stuff. I think the only bright spot to that team is that running back. And even he's kind of like a maybe bright spot. Like he's a good running back, but when you got nothing else working for the offense,
Russell Gage, we know he's not. The only thing I see keeping Tampa Bay somewhat is that defense. They got a stud defense still. You lose Tom Brady, obviously that's tough. Baker, we'll see. But I'm with you. Their offense does not look like it's going to be great, but I think their defense has got a chance to help keep them in some games. I've got, as much as I hated to do it, in last place for me, I've got the Carolina Panthers. As much as I want to root my boy Bryce Young onto a bunch of wins, I've got Carolina at 5-12.
And that's last place?
Yes. I've got Carolina in last place, and I got Tampa Bay in third place. And I've got Tampa going 7-10.
7-10.
I've got them going 7-10. I'm telling you, man, I think that the defense, if you look at the defense, it's the same defense from Super Bowl just about. Devin White, Levante David, Shaquille Barrett, Jamil Dean, Antonio Whitfield Jr., Vita Vea, Big Dog, Logan Hall. So I just think defense. I know it's tough, but I don't think the division's very strong except for team. I think they find a way to get 7 wins. I really do. I think they get 7 wins. I do. What do you have Carolina at?
So third place.
It's got to be Carolina.
I have the
Carolina.
New Orleans Saints at 5-12.
Wow.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Unreal. I cannot wait to hear what you have for Falcons. I can't. Well, I can't. I'm really excited to hear where you got this going.
So yeah, New
Okay,
Orleans
we're
Saints.
way off on all this. This is
Um, not a believer in that coach out there. They lost their DC to a phenomenal organization. Kamara is out for, was it four games, 6 games, 3 games? Not a lot, so it's not like a huge impact. Michael Thomas will get hurt as of week 2.
how old is he now? He's got to be like.
He's
He's got to be getting up there.
His age is to the point where I don't remember him playing for Ohio State anymore. Yeah, I'm just, Derek Carr is good and all, and trust me, I actually really, really like Derek Carr a lot. I just don't see him succeeding in New Orleans. I don't see them as a good team.
Obviously not. Wow. Okay. You took me back on that. Well, I've got them at second place.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to have to go. We're all over the place in this division.
Good.
I mean,
Finally.
I've got the Saints going 9-8. I know Kamara's out for a couple games. They got Jamal Williams, though, to spell him. I think he's a solid back. Chris Olave, stud. Had a great rookie year. Michael Thomas, we'll see. And I like Derek Carr. I really do. I think they've got a solid defense. And I think they beat up on Carolina and Tampa Bay all year. Get those, rack up a couple of those, find some more. Find a way to get to 9-8 and second in the division.
I hear you. Coming in second place, the Carolina Panthers.
Oof, I was about to say, you better have some people hot on this thing.
They're coming in at,
You got more faith in the Panthers than I do, like way more.
Yeah, they're coming in at 6-11.
Oh, well, I guess you have everybody else being so terrible, so it's not.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Man.
So, not much to say. I believe in Bryce. I think he's going to be a success fairly early on. I just think they have a good team. I think they have a good roster. Not really much to my thought process behind their record.
Yeah, I mean, we're close on that. I've got them at 5-12, so
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm Carolina and I know you're not supposed to do this in the NFL and no one does, tank a bit, man. Get Bryce a weapon.
I mean,
6-11, you'll probably be in.
I think he's got some decent weapon. He doesn't have like weapon. I mean, Adam Thielen, we all know he's kind of gone down a little bit since he's a stud.
He's a great vet.
Great vet. DJ Chark, I hear hype on him, but he was in Jacksonville before.
Yeah.
So we'll see there. Terrace Marshall Jr. But I mean, you got Miles Sanders in there now, Chuba Hubbard. So you've got some guys around. I think they've got a pretty strong defense, but it's first year in the NFL, man. He's gonna go. He's going through growing pains. It's gonna be. I think he's gonna show.
He's not gonna grow. He's gonna stay.
Well, yeah, he's a little dude, but I think he's just. I think he's gonna have a lot of bright spots, but I think he's gonna struggle some too. I mean, it's the NFL.
I think he's gonna have like a Kenny Pickett year.
I can see it.
Some good games, some not so good, but even his not so good are still decent for a first year guy.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
I see that being him.
I don't see him. I mean, I don't know with him, dude. He doesn't surprise me. He was so good. I mean, obviously I'm biased in the nature, but I think he was better than any of them. I think he was better than Tua. I think he's better than Mac.
Mac was trash.
Mac wasn't trash. I think he was better than Jalen. I mean, definitely. I mean, Jalen's made a big improvement.
He just worked harder.
Oklahoma was better. was the best thing that could have happened to him. But I just think, I mean, just his decision making skills. I mean, we've talked about it. Um, I mean, he's unreal. So hopefully he can stay healthy, and he seemed to be stay pretty healthy through college. Never really had anything. I guess he did last year once.
Yeah, the one time.
But he did miss a couple weeks last year. But it'll be interesting. But it's a rookie in the NFL. I mean, you're not going to expect to see this guy go out and throw for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. So okay, so let's get to it. How high
I
is that
know.
record?
I know. So, what does Vegas have them at?
Okay, well let's go back before we get there.
Okay.
The Panthers 7.5. I don't see it happening personally. The Saints 9.5. You're selling everything you got and putting it on the Saints under, aren't
Fuck the Saints.
you? The Tampa Bay Bucks are 6.5. So I'm not
Six and
far.
a half.
6.5.
I'm taking everything I own and putting it on that under.
Okay, all right. We're gonna have to have a show where we're just we're just our guaranteed locks of the season. We're gonna have that. The Falcons
Was their number?
8.5.
Okay. Are you over or under that?
Baby, I'm over.
Okay. I am also over.
I've got the Falcons
So should we say it on 3?
on 3. 1, 2, 3. 11 and
10 and
6.
7.
Oh man, you're so short. You should have them sweeping the division.
No, I think I gave
You should basically have them winning every game in the division.
I can't remember. I think I either gave one to New Orleans or one to Carolina. I can't remember. Come on up.
I'm gonna be at the beach.
Uh,
So okay, well, 11 and 6. So we agree at least there. Imagine that the Falcons.
imagine that.
I mean, I think they can get a lot of wins in the division this year. I I just
I think I'm doing it based off of the fact that I'm liking what I see from Ritter work ethic wise, and I
yeah,
want him to work out.
I do too. I want him to be, I want him to be one of those guys. I mean, I think he's got a shot. I mean, we'll see. I think, I wish he had more weapons around him in the receiving game. But
He's
at
got a
least
good start. I mean, we can get another one in the future, but I mean, uh,
I think we're going to run the ball a lot. I think
Drake.
we're
I think we're gonna use Bijan as like the Kamara and Algier as the Ingram. The year the Saints were good.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, but I think Bijan can hammer it too.
Oh
I
yeah,
saw an over under of Desmond Ritter pass yards for 2,500 yards. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking too. But I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, are we gonna be a run heavy? Kind of setting up. I don't know because I mean you got Pitts.
setup. Yeah, but
I think he's set up to have a big year, and I think Drake is set up to have a huge year. So
I mean the amount of yards that Pitts lost on overthrows from Mariota was like 700 yards last year.
yeah, so I think those guys are poised for. And I think we added just a lot to the team.
We did. We added a lot of depth, and we added a lot of good depth.
Right. In a team that went 7-10 last year, I think we made some big moves to get us to flip the win loss column there. I think in a division that struggled last year, um, I think we have the best.
I think we have the best roster in the division.
Huh?
I think we have the best roster in the division.
Top to bottom, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So I see him. I think 8.5. I think we're gonna hammer
Yeah,
that.
I think we're definitely over that.
I think we're over the 8.5. I mean, we had 7 wins last year,
And we got way better.
and we got way better. We improved our roster, so Um, all right, let's over to the AFC South. This one, I don't know.
I've got one of your beloved ties for last place.
I've got close to a tie.
So, coming in last place, I have the Indianapolis Colts. I have them going 4-13. I'm not sure if Richardson's going to start right away.
You don't think
I don't
so?
think he should. I think he
There's so
should
much.
learn a bit. Oh, I know. I think the Falcons are doing it right. They barely let the guy play at the beginning of the year, despite how good and or bad Mariota was playing. Um, but back to Indy, they've got a really bad running back situation going on right now.
What's the
I don't
deal?
think.
Jonathan Taylor still sitting out?
Oh yeah, there's him and Ursay are just. There's no way. I don't think Jonathan Taylor plays another down as a Colt.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Ursay's fabricating injuries of Jonathan Taylor to decrease his value, and it's getting pretty ugly. Um, I don't think he plays another down as a Colt for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I could be way wrong, but he's already demanded a trade, and Ursay's telling teams, hey, he's got some back issues, he's got some other issues, and Jonathan Taylor's like, what issues are you talking about? Because I'm healthy, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah.
So, I think it's kind of a shit show in Indy right now.
Yeah. I mean, I've
Uh,
seen stuff about it.
yeah, but I got them 4-13. I mean, honestly, the only bright side is having a brand new QB. Um, I guess Pittman's a bright side, I guess. And that defense used to be a bright side, but I'm not a believer in that defense anymore.
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't bring up your boy Isaiah McKenzie.
Huh?
You didn't even talk him up. Isaiah McKenzie, dude. But
Joystick?
yeah, I've so I've got the Colts in third place of tight. I mean, I think you can interchange Houston and Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the Colts going 5-12, um, and I've got the Texans going 4-13. Same situations there. I mean, you can talk about them both the same way. What are you going to do at quarterback? I guess CJ's probably going to get the start. I think to start out.
I think so.
D'Amico coming into Houston. How does the defense? How does he translate? Great defense coordinator. Is it a Dan Quinn situation? Who knows? I mean, I think they're building. I think they've already got a lot of upside. Um, I think they're a team to watch out for in the future. This is one where I know you don't tank and it's not really in their blood, but if you can get another year of a top three pick coming out of the draft to add on to CJ and Will Anderson,
Don't think they have their first round next year because of that trade.
oh yeah, that's right, they did give that up, didn't they?
I think so. I mean,
Well,
that's not to say that they won't trade back in by using a first round to get there.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I think they just got it's rebuilding. I think everybody knows that for kind of maybe not the Colts as much. I guess I mean if you Jonathan Taylor, if he screwed the pooch on that, I mean that's kind of rough. But I guess more to be revealed with that. Vegas has got both those teams at 6.5. I don't see them. I mean, maybe the Colts. I don't. Houston maybe find a way. I just don't see it. I found a hard time, honestly, finding them 4 and 5 wins apiece. So what
To be honest, I'm pretty sure I split their season together.
I think I did too.
I think I split. Yeah. Obviously, since I said I had a tie, I had them going 4-13 as well. I think their offense is turning into something. They're all
Yeah,
very young. Damian Pierce, CJ Stroud, Mechie finally getting healthy. You know I'm a huge Mechie guy.
Yep.
Um, Tank Dell, they went and got him upon Stroud's request. I feel like there's one other receiver that I'm not remembering. That's okay though. But I mean, I think they've got something going. They just got to start building around that. It's a good young core, and when you have a defensive coordinator as the head coach, sometimes that defense can lack the players, and the scheme will help out.
Yeah. I
So,
agree.
um, yeah, that's my third place team. Third place, tied for last, whatever. And I don't have my second place team isn't really much higher above them. I got the Tennessee Titans at 5-12.
Wow, you've got them dropping off heavy this year, huh?
Yeah, I think the Tannehill's done.
You
I
think
don't
so?
think he'll play. I just don't think
Yeah.
he's got it. I don't think
You
he's
think
got it.
you think he's lost his lure?
I do.
Yeah.
And Malik Willis is not the answer. Or
Doesn't seem.
maybe they work on it. Maybe I don't know. But then they went and drafted good old Will Levis.
Hmm.
So maybe his insanely hot girlfriend made him good at football. I don't know.
Which one? There was like 8 of them in that.
Yeah, looking
But
like
hey,
Hugh Hefner. Draft.
they did add DeAndre Hopkins.
They did. You're right. You're right. I probably should have thought about that, which I think I did, but still. Um, so I mean, you got Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins on the same side of the offense. I think if they want, since Tannehill's already like 36 years old, throw Levis in there. Now, I know that's against what I say every single time. You've got a stud running back. You've got a stud wide receiver. You've even got a stud young wide receiver in Treylon Burks.
Yeah,
Burke.
Burks.
Burke? Yeah, Burks. So you've got a young stud, you've got an old stud, and you've got the best ground and pound guy in the league. Just throw your young QB out there. If you got something in him, good. If not, for next year.
What
I
do
know
you
it
think?
sounds like
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think yeah, Ryan Tannehill. I think he dropped off big time last year. He had a great run there for a little bit. It'd be interesting. I mean, you give him DeAndre Hopkins. They got rid of AJ Brown on him. That's kind of a killer. So you kind of bring probably the best wide receiver and arguably kind of on the probably
well,
getting up there.
that's how they got Burks. They traded AJ Brown for that first round pick, and with that first round pick, they chose Burke.
I don't think he did a whole lot last year.
He got hurt.
So it'd be interesting. I've got Tennessee going 8-9.
Okay.
I struggled with them, because you still kind of remember the years where they were, winning 10 games and had a good run there.
13. Yeah.
That's from just double digit wins. I could see them possibly getting there, but I kind of see them falling off a little bit, like I said. Um,
I think I like your prediction better on this team. It's just kind of how the cookie crumbled when I was going through it.
yeah, I got you. Well, Vegas has got them at 7.5. So Vegas
They
isn't high
they
on
have them
me.
dropping too.
They got them dropping. So yeah, I can see it. So I guess we got the same first. I think this is an interesting team. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars could be an interesting football team this year.
I concur.
I've got them going 10-7, but I found myself really wanting them to get up, almost put them in like the 12 category. I think there was a couple I struggled with, and I just have a hard time. I think just from our lifetime growing up, the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think have been terrible, forever. I think they maybe had a decent run in the 90s at some point, early 2000s maybe, but I've got them at 10-7.
So I'm
What
a
do you
game
got?
up. I got them 11-6.
Okay.
I think Lawrence is going to benefit like crazy having Calvin Ridley out there.
I agree.
I think the whole offense is going to benefit like crazy having him out there. He might be one of the best route running receivers I may have ever seen in the last like 5 years.
Yeah, he's good.
It is so crisp. It is so quick. I'm pretty sure either you sent the video or I sent the video or Brian did. It was I think it was Zay Jones going.
Yeah,
And then right after Zay Jones, Calvin ran the same route and it was like night and day different.
yeah,
And like, that's no disrespect meant to Zay, but I mean, Zay's a deep threat and Calvin's a route technician, really.
yeah.
So I
He's,
mean, it kind of showed, but man, it was just so night and day.
yeah.
Um, Not to mention they've got a great running game. Travis Etienne, uh, Ridley, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, um,
Ingram.
Evan Ingram really came on strong late last year.
He really did.
Uh, got a great defense. Corners are good. The pass rush is good. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're weak at linebacker.
I'm
But
looking.
that's
They
not
got
going to
Trayvon.
matter.
I
Well,
mean,
I
he was.
consider him like pass rush.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the depth chart. It's great too. I look on their depth chart and they have a fullback on their depth chart,
Huh?
like the lost position. They got a fullback position on their depth chart. You don't see that anymore. But
No.
I'm looking at the defense and it just, yeah, I think it looks a little down. But the offense looks strong. I think they're an interesting team. I find myself rooting for
I do
them.
too.
I,
That I
I like
do.
to see teams. I like to see teams that have struggled for a long time making the rise, and I think they're poised to maybe make a good little run this year. Because what they finished last year, 9-8, made the playoff.
They were down 30-0 and ended up winning that game in the
Yeah, that was
playoffs.
a great football game. In a weaker division, I think too. So,
Very,
um,
especially if you're asking me.
yeah, exactly. So I think they're poised to get to the double digit wins. Vegas got them at 9.5.
That's for
So,
a Jacksonville team. That's crazy.
yeah, and I think 9, 10 wins is getting them the division. I think. Um,
According to me, 6 is getting the division.
yeah, dang, trying to get in that AFC South. If Sean's calling it. Um, so all right. Well, you got anything else to add to it? Go
Not
Falcons.
too much. I'm excited to see how your playoffs lay out, and hopefully we can figure out how to for the next video share my screen because I did a whole like
See, we'll
thing.
see what the boys got. We
So
appreciate y'all watching.
tune in for
Like,
the next one.
comment, subscribe, share it, send it to everybody you know. Let's get it rolling. Football season, get fired up. We're about to be cranked up. Couple weeks until we get cranked. So appreciate y'all watching. Catch y'all on the next one.